Reporting for the New York Times, I am interviewing Andrew Carnegie, wealthy businessman. Thank you for taking the time out of your very busy schedule to do this interview with me.
It's a pleasure, my dear boy.
Alright, let's get right into this. Carnegie, what are your thoughts on the newly improving railroad systems with U.S. Steel?
The improvements on the blast furnaces, have been making the production of steel much faster and much more efficient. And that means more production of the railroads and much easier production of it from place to place. And of course, faster production of buildings as well. Being able to get more materials, more places, which of course means more business and commerce, which of course would make the ability to get resources from place to place much easier as well.
So Henry Ford's new automobile is becoming a rather big deal, is it not?
Aye. The whole automobile thing, quite frankly, when I first heard of it, I was a little skeptical of it myself, because every Tom, Dick and Harry with his salt has tried to come up against the old pony and buggy, which has worked pretty well wonders for, well, nigh on 10,000 years, But ever since seeing it myself, I can't quite say that, it hasn't been doing gangbusters. And the ability to transport people and goods in places that railways never could, for quite frankly, it's a great achievement. And on top of that, being able to, especially with things like the army, being able to transport goods in places that we can't lay down rails, in places like swamps and in deserts, in places that you quite frankly can't lay down rails because they get buried in things like swamp or in sand, or God forbid, in the middle of tundra where it'll ice over. And that is a great innovation, and Ford was a damn clever man to be able to do that kind of thing, because he was able to see that people needed that sort of thing, and he did it without having to worry about, were people going to buy it. He knew people were going to buy it, he just had to make it affordable enough for them. The rest of the industrialists like myself and Rockefeller and Morgan, when we came up with our various endeavours, he followed that same template. He made it available to the mass man, to the common man, by making it affordable. And that was the best idea he could have ever had in that respect. Oh, thank you for getting a light there, lad.
Alright, next question. What do you think of the dispute between Edison and Tesla?
I think, quite frankly, the dispute is a little bit silly. I mean, Edison looked at the entire area in New York with his DC current, and it was a great marvel of technology. It lit up the entire area, and it was beautiful. It was the kind of thing that only comes around once in a lifetime for the first time. AC current is better for transmitting power over long distance, because with DC, you need to have a generator every 2 miles or so in order to have enough power, because the more distance you go, the more loss of power you have. Whereas with AC current, you don't have anywhere near as much of a drop-off in that power. You don't have anywhere near a kind of drop-off in power, so you only have to have one generator. And you don't even need to have it in the bottom of your home like you do with an AC generator. So, with an AC generator, say, in the middle of a city, you could power an entire city with one generator probably, and have, say, a couple of light bulbs inside of every house, and then light up the entire city with one AC generator. And then Edison and Tesla, they start fighting over which one is going to be the one that powers it, and really it's all Edison who's fighting over.
So, what do you think about the women's suffrage movement?
Now, there's a cause worth going about. I have said many a time to many a woman, my mother included, well, about my mother rather, that there is no woman on this earth who does not deserve the same right as a man. Because my mother, hardest working person I've ever met, and that's including the boys who worked in the factory, who worked in the mines, who worked in the factories producing the blast furnace iron and steel that made me the wealthy man that I am today. My mother scraped her nails down to the bone in order to get me to this country, in order to help me get here. And I had to work in order to get myself here too. And so that gives you an idea of how hard she had to work. And so when I got here, I made sure every time I saw a woman, in honour of my mother, I tipped my hat to her. I gave her my respect. And I promised myself, if there ever came a time where I could give back to women, I did. I paid women my respects. I gave them nice gifts. I treated them like equals, because they were, if not more so. Women are the bearers of our children. They are our mothers, our sisters, and they deserve everything that we can give them. And so, when I heard about the suffrage movement, I started helping pay for their movements and cause. I started donating money, and I believe in their cause. I may not live to see it, but I hope someday that we eventually get women the right to vote, and that women get the right to express themselves in the same way that every God-forsaken man in this country does, because quite frankly, we could all use a little bit of a kick in the arse by every woman in this country in order to get things right in gear, because quite frankly, knowing some of the men in this country, they need a good straight kick in the arse from every woman in this country in order to get things going right sometimes. And quite frankly, if any man out there is hearing or listening or reading this, what you write down, then quite frankly, they don't know what they're talking about, or they don't think so. So, if you don't mind my saying so. And apologies if you have to censor that as you're writing it, lad, but I'm a little bit knackered right now, so I thank you for taking the time to make this interview, and sorry if I was a little bit, what is the word, I was a little brusque with you. But still, it's a pleasure meeting you, lad.